Hi everyone, Sandra here from the Schwowin's Nest. Today I am participating in Heidi Sonboul DIY's Easter DIY Challenge. I'd also like to share with you that Heidi has a new channel and she's calling it Heidi Sonboul Home. Please make sure to go check out both of Heidi's channels. She does some amazing DIYs and some home decor. She also does cleaning and organizing and all sorts of great things. For this challenge, Heidi asked us to create one or more Easter DIYs. I've got two for you today, and the inspiration is coming from this thrifted egg wreath that I've had for a while, and I just keep pulling off these eggs and using them in my DIYs. I'm so excited for Easter this year just because of this wreath. So what I'm doing is basically taking off the cracked ones. So there were a bunch of these that had cracks on them, and I thought that would be perfect to just use them that way. I'm also going to take off some of the small ones in sort of that beige color, which is kind of too normal of an Easter color for me. So I'm going to use a couple of those as well. The idea I'm going to do for these eggs to cover them up is to use different types of rope and twine and moss and create some little eggs that I can use as decor for my home. So I'm starting out with this white butcher twine, and I'm just doing a little spot of hot glue, and then I'm going to start wrapping it around in a circle. And then just keep going around in a circle, gluing probably once or twice all the way around, and making sure that everything is in place nicely and covering up the egg completely. For this larger egg, I'm using some jute twine instead, and I'm actually going to go in the opposite direction. So instead of starting at the top of the egg and working my way down to the bottom of the egg, I'm going to actually start on the side of the egg, work my way to the middle of one side and then to the middle of the other side. Again, I'm using hot glue anywhere I feel that the twine needs a little bit of extra support, and because these eggs are plastic and slippery, I'm using hot glue usually in a couple different spots down the sides. Next, I'm using some moss from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just starting off by putting a whole whack of glue on it, and then I'm taking a chunk of moss and placing it down, gluing it, making sure I don't burn my fingers, and then I'm just going to cover the whole egg with it and then trim off any excess. Using my scissors, I'm trimming off some of the extra pieces that are all sticking out. I did my best to glue everything down, but there's always some stragglers with the moss. The other thing I do is press the moss onto the egg with my hands, and that just makes sure that I get a nice egg shape and it's not just a round ball of moss. The last thing I do with this is take a can of hairspray and give the ball a nice coating, because that will prevent any little pieces from falling off as it dries, and then I'll be able to use this for next year too. To display the eggs, I'm using this vase from the Dollar Tree. It's probably about 8 inches high, and I've decided to mask off the bottom of it so I can paint a little bit of color on there. I don't want it to be just plain clear. I want to have something different on it because I do have a candlestick that I'm going to glue to the bottom of it. I love this sage color, so that's what I'm going to use to paint the bottom portion of the vase. And I'm just going to give it one thick coat. If there's a little bit of streaking, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is the candlestick that I chose to glue onto the bottom. My apologies that I don't have footage of that, but I basically just put some hot glue on the candlestick and glued the vase on. And now I'm just going to arrange the eggs that I did. So I've done quite a few different ones. I've got some small moss ones, I have some twine ones, I have the butcher twine. So I just kind of went to town and did as many eggs as I felt like, and just enough that would fit into this vase. The second project I have for you today is this Dollar Tree bunny. I've had this pink guy since last year. I didn't do anything with him last year, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to pull him out of my stash and I'm going to give him a makeover. So glitter, not my friend. Don't like it at all. I'm taking all of the pieces off of this, so his bunny tail and the hanger at the back, because I don't need that. Then I'm just going to take some fine grit sandpaper and just give him a good sanding and get rid of all of that glitter. There's always some that remains around the edges, but that's okay. I'm going to use Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the color Country Gray, and I'm going to give him one good coat. I'm letting the paint dry a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is take these napkins that I have from my local dollar store in a nice white and gray buffalo check, and I'm going to place this on top with my Mod Podge. This is called a decoupage technique, and it's been around for many, many years. I've seen things like furniture being done, vases, boxes, all sorts of things. So it's not a new technique, but it's nice to do that once in a while. So I'm covering him with an even coat of Mod Podge, and then I'll be laying the napkin on top and smoothing out any wrinkles to make sure that it's going to adhere properly. These napkins come with 2 layers, so I peeled the bottom layer off before applying it to the bunny. Then I'm putting a layer of Mod Podge on top, and then I'm going to set it aside to dry. Originally, I thought I would just use some sandpaper to get the extra napkin off, but I didn't want any of it to tear, so I'm just going to hold on to the excess napkin and use my craft knife and cut all the way around. So what's a bunny without a really nice fluffy tail? That little cotton ball that came with this bunny just wasn't going to cut it for me. So I pulled out my little stash of faux fur, and I'm just going to cut a shape out, and I'm going to glue that on and give him a really proper bunny tail. The last thing I did to my cute little buffalo check bunny is take some sandpaper and go around the edges just to give him more of a rustic farmhouse look. I'd like to thank Heidi for hosting this challenge. It really gave me the motivation to create some Easter decor, which was really not on my list this year. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click that bell to get notified when I upload new content. See you in the next one.